Hello, welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Wednesday, the 21st of January. Um, the other day I've had, because I'm limited in what I can do and my body gets overwhelmed very quickly. I'm now at the point where, because the boot I'm wearing adds about 3 inches of height to my left side, I'm walking around kind of like Captain Morgan with my knee up on things. Um, but it's wreaking havoc on my left knee and my left hip, which means I get going for so long and then I have to just literally stop moving and sit in a comfortable chair and my brain just won't work. So looking at Facebook, things like that that normally I would only do before I go to bed or when, I'm waiting in a doctor's office or something. And one of the things I've come across, and I've been watching with Rob as well, is there's a lot of poetry, not slams, but poetry gatherings happening on a particular Facebook site. And I don't remember whether I found it myself or Rob did, and that's why it showed up on mine or whatever. But it's been interesting because over the last couple of weeks, I have watched a number of mostly young women, women who happen to be Black young women in the United States, with poetry. And it could be because of the Martin Luther King Day, things like that, working up to that. But they've been talking a lot about their own sense of who they are as Black people. And there's been a real hard hitting message to me, that it's double hard hitting because I'm hearing them talking about it for Black people. Um, and they're speaking about how white people, are respond to them. But also it's hitting me because of Sacred Circle and my relationships with Indigenous peoples and some conversations I've had recently, that are helping me to really take a step back from the way I'm looking at myself and my relationship with members of my Indigenous community and my diocese, and the way that I minister to them and minister alongside them and walk alongside them, and what my role is and what my role is not. And so that is a long preface to say these women, these poets, beautiful, incredible, powerful poets, talking about the absurdity of color blindness. This idea that, I don't see color, I just see the person. And the recognition that we all have some latent racism within us. And people get up in arms, and I used to get up in arms about that. I'm not racist. I might not be racist in certain things, but I am ist in other things. There are certain groups of people that I struggle hard to listen to because I have preconceived ideas. They may be justified, but I have got preconceived ideas about what they think and what they believe and how they live and things like that. And I have to work extra hard to acknowledge that they are creations of God, they are children of God, and I am called to seek and serve Christ in every person, and I am to respect the dignity of every person, even when those are people with whom I disagree with politically, ideologically, scripturally, whatever it might be. It can be really difficult. And listening to these poems and this hard hitting message about you don't have the right to say you understand us. You don't have the right to say feel your pain, or you can be an ally, but ally doesn't mean you're one of us. And there is a sense, I think, in where the pendulum swings, that and this is how I'm feeling about my own sense of my relationship with the indigenous peoples that I work with, is that there there was such an incredible sense that I needed to become so alongside with them that I almost become like them. Like I have to not just learn about them and learn about their traditions and but I have to somehow adapt them into my own, which is not right. Those are not mine. I need to learn really well my own so that I can share them with other people. It's not to change them or to convince them, but that they might then be able to understand me better. It is not my place to walk into a Black community and become one of them. It just isn't because I am not, and I never will be one of them. I cannot go to an indigenous community in my own diocese and become one of them. I am very aware that I have two ribbon skirts. One of them was given to me by an elder. And I have my second ribbon skirt because I purchased it from an indigenous woman who was making them and selling them. I wanted to support her. But I purchased that ribbon skirt after asking other indigenous women, is it appropriate? Am I allowed? Is it okay that I do this? And every single one of them said to me, do you already have a ribbon skirt that has been gifted to you? And I said, yes. And then because with the teaching, with the gift comes the teaching. And I said, yes, I do indeed. I was given a ribbon skirt by an elder in Frog Lake in Alberta. And they said, in that case, then yeah, it's appropriate. Go ahead and support this young woman, and you can, with integrity, wear a ribbon skirt. But I have to be really aware that I wear the ribbon skirt as an ally, not because I believe I am one of them. Just as these black poets were saying, you can't understand us, and that's okay. There is no such thing as colorblind. I see somebody and I make a judgment about them, or I notice things about them. Even if it's not judgment as in, bad or good or things like that. I notice, do they have curly hair or straight hair? Do they wear glasses or not? Are they taller than me or shorter than me? I notice things like, where is their personal distance? Like, how close do they naturally come to me before they stop? Because I acknowledge that that's their personal distance. That's where they feel comfortable without getting in my bubble or me getting in theirs. Those are things we notice about each other. And yeah, I do notice the color of a person's skin or the accent that they have or the language that they speak. And that is not a problem as long as I'm aware of that. But when we start saying things like, I'm colorblind, I don't see color or culture or hogwash, not only is that not true, really, but it also completely eliminates the bulk of what that person brings with them, their history, their story, their sense of who they are, what they bring to the conversation you're having. Just saying to them that those parts of you that make you who you are, I don't see them at all, is as bad as saying, in my opinion, people will argue with me, but is as bad as saying, I don't see you at all. It's like somebody looking at me and saying, because you are not, slender and look like a supermodel, then your opinions don't matter and you're not smart. I've had that problem before. That doesn't, based on what I look like, somebody has said, you don't count. And I have had people come to me and say, oh, I used to be a big girl too, but I lost weight. So I understand. I understand you. That completely eliminates anything that we're about to have a conversation about. We don't have the right to assume that we know anyone based on what they look like, their gender, their culture, where they come from. We just don't. And to say that we are colorblind or that those things don't matter, that's wrong. It's like saying every life matters. No, we say Black Lives Matter because in the instance that that is being said, those are the people, it's the Black people who are struggling, who are being put down. Sure, absolutely, every life matters. But in this moment, we acknowledge that Black life matters, or Somalians matter, or immigrants matter, or whatever the case may be. We cannot afford to paint everyone with some nullifying brush just to make ourselves feel better. Just to wrap up, I read a really powerful thing on Martin Luther King Day, and it said something like this: you cannot say to a Black person, I have walked in your shoes, but what you can do is strap on your shoes, tie them up, and then walk beside them for the next mile. To say to them, I walk with you. I walk alongside you. We can never walk in someone else's shoes, but we can certainly show them that we are willing to walk alongside them, experiencing our own experiences and recognizing that whatever they're experiencing along that very same walk, will be completely individual to who they are. And it is not ours to appropriate. It is not ours to condescend about. It is not ours to try to take on. It is simply ours to walk alongside them, to be in conversation, to listen, and to speak with an open heart and an open mind, that we might recognize the truth of their own life that they are sharing with us. And the flip side is that if we build those relationships as we're walking alongside each other, they will come to understand the truth of the life that we are living as well. We can't simply say, I don't see color, or I don't see culture, I don't see fill in the blank. It's just not true, because we do. And we don't understand where someone else is coming from, but we can have empathy and we can walk alongside them. Have a great day. God bless. And I'll see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.